let me answer the most common questions I get about ChatGPT. All right, the first question is my data private? Well, here's the deal. OpenAI uses conversations to improve their models. So unless you turn that off in the settings like I showed in the setup video, if you're having sensitive conversations, anything to do with personal information, company information, secrets, and that kind of stuff, I recommend you to go to your settings like I showed you and turn off the chat history. That way, your conversations, won't be used for model training. But for everyday use, like, asking for recipe, asking for help with emails, learning new stuff, all of those are not really, problematic. You are totally fine with the default settings. All right, second question. Can I trust the answers? Is ChatGPT always accurate? Well, that's a great question, and we already alluded to it earlier. Here's my rule of thumb, for creative tasks, brainstorming, writing explanations, ChatGPT is fantastic. But for facts, especially recent events, medical advice, legal questions, or financial decisions, hey, I always tell you to verify with other sources before you go with it. Now, think of ChatGPT like a really smart colleague. He knows something sometimes, but he can also make mistakes. So you don't want to blindly trust it with everything it says without checking it out to make sure that it's right. So apply that same principle here. And if you're asking about historical facts, just do a quick Google search to confirm that it is the same. And if it's medical talk to a real doctor. If it's legal, speak to a lawyer. So just use ChatGPT as a starting point to give you an idea, but always rely on these professionals as a final authority. Question 3. Will ChatGPT replace my job? Well, I don't think so. And here is why. ChatGPT is just a software tool like calculators. They didn't replace mathematicians, or spell check did not replace writers. But what it will do is to make you better and faster at your job. So think about it. You can draft emails in seconds. You can brainstorm ideas instantly. And you can learn new skills faster. You can automate boring tasks. And so the people that use AI to learn, people that learn these skills, they are going to outperform the other people who don't learn it and who are shying away. So instead of being afraid of it, learn to use it. And that's literally what you're doing right now by watching this video. Now, the other question I get is, do I need to pay for ChatGPT Plus, the paid version? And my short answer is no. If you're just starting out, the free version is incredibly powerful. That's a great place to start. It can do 95% of what most people need to do. The paid version gives you access to, newer models, faster response times, and, sometimes some advanced features. You don't have time limiting and all of this kind of stuff. But honestly, if you're just starting out, the free version is perfect. So use it for a few weeks. And if you find yourself, using it every time, solving your problems and you're hitting the limits, then consider upgrading to a paid version. Now, for most beginners, the free version is more than enough. So just use that. All right? Those are the big questions I usually get.